just over 5 years ago, I was putting together the strategic plan for the year, and I wanted to grow on the East Coast. At the time, we were primarily on the West Coast. Actually, we were completely on the West Coast. And I went to Mike Downey and said, we really need to grow in a different geography, and I really want to focus on the East and Texas. And Mike said, well, we don't have the bandwidth with our sales management team. I'd have to think about this. And I said, well, what opportunities do we have? A few days later, he came to me and said, you know what, I actually have the right person. His name's Lee Williamson.
Starting back in January of 2011, I received a phone call from Mike Downey, who I had known for a long, long time. And he asked me to fly out to Scottsdale to sit down with he and John and just have dinner and talk a little bit about what they were wanting to do with the company. So I certainly did that. Flew out to Scottsdale, sat down with the two of them.
We were downstairs with Lee and his wife Shay at the Roaring Fork having dinner, talking about it. We all had the same vision.
They wanted me to help them grow the Texas East region. And so I decided, after some thought about it, to take that opportunity and really did believe it was a tremendous opportunity.
It felt like a really great fit, and today we're closing at a run rate of $1 billion a year in the Southeast. We have numerous offices, some of our best people over there.
With a laptop and a cell phone. That's basically what I started with. And so simply put, I just started reaching out to as many people that I knew in Texas and then on the East Coast and telling the OnCue story.
At the time, it's added to our corporate growth. At the time that I talked to Mike, we're on the 4th floor of this building, which was 10,000 feet. Now we're at 33,000 feet. It's added to the employment throughout the company, and it's really it's now creating a life of its own. A lot of great people, a great reputation on the local markets, and people are starting to come to us, which is a really good sign without us reaching out to them. So really proud of what we've created, and I'll let some other people talk about the story.
August 15th, 2011. Well, I remember it like it was yesterday. Just a simple mortgage guy in search of a company platform that could support my entrepreneurial mindset. Fast forwarding 5 years to where we are today, I am proud to announce that OnCue Financial is celebrating our 5th year anniversary of coming to the East Coast. So as I stand here in Wilmington, North Carolina, as the first hire on the East Coast, to all of our friends, families, referral partners, and especially our East Coast OnCue team, happy anniversary. So as I reflect back over my 5-year career here at OnCue, there's one word that comes to mind fairly quickly: entrepreneurial. So I've been very fortunate to play a few different roles here at OnCue in leadership, both directly on our front lines in the trenches, as well as with our senior management team, Mike Downing and our owner, John Bergman. So for myself, being the entrepreneur that I am, being in a hands-on environment with a get-it-done company attitude, it's been a true blessing, not only for myself and my family, but for my career. So if you're out there today listening to this message and you're a mortgage consultant that wants to grow your business and take it to the next level, or possibly a loan processor that wants to broaden their industry knowledge, call me directly. Let me share with you my personal OnCue story. Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, but if you have the characteristics of drive and hard work ethic, grit, and perseverance, give me a call. We would love to talk with you.
Hi, I'm Andy Looker. I'm the regional manager for North and South Carolina. I first came to OnCue when I met Lee Williamson. Lee was introduced to me from a mutual friend of mine, Matt Kreger. And Lee had just relocated to Charlotte, and Mac thought Lee and I would have something in common. So we started speaking to each other and started breaking bread and getting to know each other. And over time, Lee asked me one day would I be interested in speaking to folks at OnCue Financial. He indicated that he was there and he really liked the culture and the people that he worked with. So after many more invitations and many more meetings, Lee and I decided that it was time to go out to OnCue and meet the staff and meet the senior executives. At that time, Lee and I flew out with Trent Reed, and I spent a day with everyone at corporate. The first thing I noticed was how everybody enjoyed their job. Everybody got along with each other, had healthy dialogue with each other. It was an open format, and I think that comes from the top down. And it was something that I was looking for at that time because the culture piece was very important to me. I've worked at other companies where there wasn't any culture. It was everybody for themselves, and there was no team culture at all. The culture here was evident from the time I walked in to the front doors, and I really enjoyed our trip. I had some very poignant conversations with the folks who ran the different divisions. Met with Nelson, met with John, met with our marketing team, met with pretty much everybody. And it was a jam-packed day because we only had one day because I had to fly in and fly out the next day, so we had one day. And again, the first thing I noticed walking around, talking to everybody, it's the mortgage business. There's times when it gets very, very stressful and folks get stressed out, but I didn't feel that and I didn't see that. And to me, you cannot get 100 some employees to fake that they're enjoying their job. So that was evident. The more I dug in deeper, the more I spoke to folks in various branches of the company, it became very obvious that there was one team and they were all working together. And that's what attracted me, and it's been that way since I've arrived here in May of 2014.
And like I was saying, basically, that's the story of how I grew OnCue Financial in the Southeast by myself. Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't know we were recording. I know we're celebrating 5 years of OnCue Financial in the Southeast United States. My name is Matt Kreger, and I get to humbly lead a part of the region that I call home in Georgia. I'm surrounded every day by three close friends, Drew Church, Lee Williamson, and Andy Looker, as we develop a great business surrounded by top talent. We're supported by our owner, our CEO, and our founder, John Bergman. He's my personal coach, and every month he takes the opportunity to pour into me, not just to develop me as a mortgage banker, but more importantly, develop me as a man, develop my career. He's such a visionary that leads us into the next generation. We also do that through the support we have in marketing. The time, energy, and talent and money that we invest into our marketing department for our sales force is like nothing I've ever seen before. But we know that half of all mortgage applications in the next 5 years will be millennials. And so we are ahead of our time in supporting our sales force and growing their career for their families. At OnCue Financial in Georgia, we have a saying, who you are matters more than what you do. Both are important. What you do does matter. You want to be excellent at what you do. But what you do should never define who you are. Who you are should always define what you do. And to be able to work at a company that understands that supports that allows me to be a husband and a dad, allows me to work hard and play hard, something I hold dear to my heart. You know, there are no individual success stories in the mortgage industry. And I truly believe that we have built a great team. More importantly, I feel like we're building that great team every day. So I invite anyone who wants to be a part of a great team that knows what it means to be supported in their career, now that can help them do what they need to do for their family, to come check out OnCue Financial in the Southeast region. We're celebrating 5 great years, but that's just the beginning. With who we have on our team, we will have many years of success at OnCue Financial in the Southeast. See you soon.
There's been a lot of funny times. I mean, just every time I have dinner with Lee and watch him order a huge dessert, we all laugh about that and how he's in just perfect shape, but still loves his desserts and how much he can eat too. All the way down to, I remember being at Drew's house in the Outer Banks, and his wife made the most amazing breakfast, huge layout, huge breakfast, southern grits, everything. And Trent was over there, and Mike Downey and I and Lee, and Trent was talking about how he just started playing golf. And somebody said, well, what's your handicap? And Trent said, I'm about a 16. And we all just started laughing so hard because, of course, after 1 year with a full-time job, there's no way you could be a 16 handicap. So he held to it, said he was, but we all knew he wasn't. Another time we were at a sunglass hut. I'm always losing my sunglasses. Everyone that knows me knows I always lose my sunglasses all the time. And I needed a new pair of sunglasses, and this was in Charlotte. And I hope Andy doesn't get mad at this story, but I picked out this big pair of glasses. It was a female set of glasses, and it was like huge, and it went on his head, and it was looping around, and it was black. And Andy has this big bald head, and he put on the sunglasses, and Aaron's laughing right now. So he put on the sunglasses, and I said, I know what you look like. He said, what do I look like? I said, okay, take a deep breath. I don't want you to get like but this is really accurate. This is what you look like. And the girl goes, what? And this is little girl. She's probably 19. She says, what does he look like? I said, Mr. Potato Head. And the girl started jumping up and down. She's like, that's it. He looks like Mr. Potato Head. That's him. So we've had a lot of funny stories. I could probably go on and on and on, but it's been a great time. And congratulations, 5 years in the Southeast today.